What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Casper's Kicks once again. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and checking out the video as always. So today is Sunday and we actually got a few sneaker updates over shoes that are set to drop later this week. So I'm going to go ahead and give y'all an update over that. And then a couple of days ago, I was actually supposed to drop this video, but I just had other stuff to record, and so this video has gotten pushed. But the other day, Z Sneakerhead put out a video over some of the drops that are set to happen next summer for Jordan Brand. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the shoes that he talked about in his video, give y'all my opinion on what I am ready for and what I'm not looking forward to, and then get y'all's opinion on that as well in the comments, because y'all know I respond to every comment. So starting off, of course, with the daily lace up, going to go ahead and lace y'all up on what all is going on for this upcoming week. So starting off, and literally like 5 minutes before I started recording this video, we actually got an update on the Nike app over what's set to drop. So I will put up the screenshot of what it says, but it says coming September 5th, get ready for restocks and new drops. And then on the side it says 4 weeks of drops. So on this other screenshot it has the different weeks. So it's week 1, 2, 3, and 4. So starting off with week 1, which is this week, on September 5th, we have the option to vote on a restock for the week. Now, I don't know what restock that would be on, whether it be a Jordan shoe or a Nike shoe, a Dunk. I have no idea right now, so it's going to be a wait and see until tomorrow or today when this video is posted to see what that vote will be. And then on September 7th, they will reveal what the winner is of that shoe. And then on the 9th, they will actually drop the shoe at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, and 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So it looks like they're going to be doing that for 4 weeks straight, just different styles. So week 1, it just says vote on restock. Week 2, guess what's dropping next. Week 3, vote on which Dunk style to drop. And then week 4, guess what's dropping next again. So it's really no telling what all could be dropping, but it'll be a wait and see. I'm curious to see if it's any good things or just kind of alright stuff. So that is what I just got from the Nike app. Now, the other thing that happened today, we actually had the basically exclusive access at Dick's Sporting Goods for the Jordan 3 Fire Reds, which is set to drop this upcoming Saturday on the 10th. So basically, if you have a Dick's Sporting Good in your area, you could go up there if they were getting the Jordan 3s, and you could get the wristband for the shoes. Normally, I don't do it because the nearest Dick's that always gets pairs of Jordans is like 30 minutes away from me, and by the time I would get there, wristbands will be gone. But I actually woke up this morning, I think like 30 minutes after they put out the link, and the Dick's that's like 5 minutes away from my house was actually getting the shoes. So I like rushed up there this morning to go see, and they had one size left, so I ended up getting that one size. So luckily I was able to get a pair from Dick's, which is my first time doing that. But let me know in the comments if you're able to cop from Dick's Sporting Goods today or for the Fire Red 3, basically exclusive access. And then last but not least, I know we've been in this kind of era where we've had Jordans sitting on the sneakers app, and I checked today and we still had a couple of them that were still sitting on there. We had the PSG 5 lows that came out yesterday sitting on there. The Jordan 1 Stealths are on there. Jordan 12 Stealths are on there. So there's a plethora of Jordans that are just sitting on the sneakers app, and I know this is a great time for that because, like I mentioned, stuff has just been sitting. So if you're interested in Jordans and you've had a hard time copying them previously, it's like the golden age of being able to cop stuff for retail because it's just sitting on sneakers app. So that is everything I have for y'all in the daily lace up. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into all of these shoes that are set to drop next summer. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. I don't want to like dwell too much on the shoe just because like we don't have all the information on the shoe. We don't know the story behind the shoe, etc., etc. So I'm just going to kind of give y'all that overview of the shoe, my thoughts on it, and then we'll move on to the next one. So starting off, we have a Jordan 2 Low set to come out, and it's the Air Jordan 2 Low Cherry Wood. It's all basically an all-white Jordan 2, and then hints of almost like a maroon on the shoe. Now, this isn't bad at all. It's a Jordan 2 Low. I don't see it doing that well resale-wise, and even hype-wise with people buying it, I really don't see it doing that great either. This is one that I could see end up sitting next year, just because, like I said, it's a Jordan 2 Low. Now moving on, we have an Air Jordan 11 Low, and this is the cement gray colorway. Now this one is interesting. It's an all white upper, and then it has that cement gray on the mudguard and just wrapping around the shoe. I think this is another one that like it has potential, but do I see it doing very well? Not really. I don't really see too much interest in the shoe. I'm sure some people will like them, some people won't. It'll just be one of those that's a hit or a miss. And honestly, looking at the mock-up right now, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Some Jordan 11 lows I do like, but this pair I'm just really not feeling right now. Now, moving on, we have 2 Air Jordan 5 lows set to come out. We have a women's exclusive pair, and then we have a GS pair. So the women's exclusive is called Festival Lights, and then the GS pair is called the Jordan 5 Low Fundamentals. We don't have any pictures of those, so eventually we'll get that. But I am curious to see what they look like, but at the same time, I won't be getting them. I'm not a big fan of Jordan 5 lows, and on top of that, one's a GS and then one's a women's exclusive, so they won't even be in my size for me to have to worry about getting them whenever they do drop. Moving on, we actually have a Jordan 1 that I am very interested in, and it is the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green, and it basically is a black toe green Jordan 1, and I think these will do very well. I think this is going to be one that I end up copying for a personal pair. I had the Pine Green, I think it was 2.0s when they dropped, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I ended up selling the pair, but I need a green shoe. So a green Jordan 1 does not look bad at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and add this one like I said. I can see it doing very well, especially because it's a black toe. I think that'll be the biggest thing. It's a black toe. People like the black toe design on Jordan 1s, so I can see it moving pretty well when it just dropped. Now, moving on, we have an Air Jordan 1 black washed, and it's basically a kind of grayish, blackish Jordan 1 with some red hints on it. And looking at the mock-up, the material almost reminds me of like the Hyper Royals and the Turbo Greens. So if it's that material, I can see it doing well. People do like that material on Jordan 1s. I think the only thing that may kill this one is the colorway on here. And because it's that blackish gray and then red, it almost kind of reminds me of like the smoke gray Jordan 1. Just the gray is a little bit darker and the materials are a little bit different. So I'm actually curious to see how well these do when they do drop. Once again, I can see just the material being a selling point for some people, but at the same time, I can see the color being a killer for some people as well. I think for me, it's an alright Jordan 1, like not a must cop for me, but if I'm able to get my hands on it, then I'd probably grab it for retail. I wouldn't want to pay resale based off this mock-up right here. Another Jordan 1 that we're set to get is a women's exclusive, and it is the Air Jordan 1 Pink / Washed, and I'm sure that name will change whenever we do get the official images and drop date and everything next year. Now, this one looks like a Hyper Royal, just a pink pair, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous that this is not a men's shoe. Now, could it be extended size in this shoe? Of course. Do I think it's going to be extended size in this shoe? Not at all. I'm pretty sure it'll probably end up just being women's 10.5 or men's 10.5 as the biggest size. But a pink Jordan 1 that looks like this and potentially has the same color blocking as the Hyper Royal, as along with the materials as the Hyper Royal, I'd actually be very interested in copying these for a personal pair. I would wear these. I don't mind wearing pink. I know some people do, some people don't. But these actually look pretty dope. So I would hope they come out in extended sizes. Like Jordan, if you're watching this, please extended sizes in these pink Jordan 1s. But I think these could do pretty well. Only downside is it's a women's exclusive, so not everybody will have the opportunity to purchase them. Now, next we have a Jordan 3, and this is the Air Jordan 3 Wizards PE. And this is an interesting looking Jordan. The color, Jordan 3, the colorway on here is different. I'm sure the quality will be great on these, but I think the biggest thing on here will just be the color. It's got like a blue and then kind of that curry yellow like that's on the Air Jordan 3 Cardinals. I think for me it'll probably be a pass. Y'all know my history with threes. They're kind of hit and miss, and I don't know. As of right now, I'm not feeling the mock-up on these. It's like, I really don't need it, but you know, I just kind of have to see what it'll look like whenever the shoe does drop. And then we have another Jordan 3, and this is a GS pair for kids. This is the Hide and Sneak. I mean, it's a simple, kind of not too out there Jordan 3. Looks like you got some like gray and black and white in there. So not a bad Jordan 3. It's a GS size, so they won't have it in men's sizes. And then continuing on, I think this shoe could actually do very well. We have the Air Jordan 6 Toro Bravo, and it's an all red upper with some black hints around the shoe. I could actually see this Jordan 6 doing very well. Almost kind of like that same style color blocking of the Georgetown 6s that just released. So I'd be curious to see what the material will be on this Jordan 6 Toro Bravo. If they can give us the same Toro Bravo red that was on the Jordan 14 Toro Bravo, I could see this doing very well. I could really see this in my collection, but it'll be one of those, once again, Just gotta wait to see what they actually put out compared to what the mock-up is right now. And then the big one, I think, for next summer, we have the Air Jordan 4 Thunder set to re-release, and these are a must cop. Like, there's no other way I could put it. I'm 100% gonna have a pair of these. We just got the Lightnings, a year or two ago, so these Thunders are gonna fly off shelves whenever they do drop. Y'all know the hype behind the Jordan 4 that's been going on right now. Everybody loves Jordan 4s, and this just will continue the hype for the Jordan 4 whenever these Thunders are set to drop. Now, last but not least, actually, let me do this. Let me talk about the others before I jump to the Jordan 11 for next year. So, we have the Air Jordan 14 Laney, and that is a retro of a low-top version like they did with the Ginger 14s. It's a blue and yellow Jordan 14. Not a bad shoe. The Laney colorway is actually pretty dope. Is it a cop for me? Probably not, just because I'm not the biggest fan of blue shoes, but I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in this Jordan 14. Moving on, we have another women's Jordan 11 low, and this is the yellow Python. The colorway, like the Python theme, is not bad. I have a pair of the Jordan 11 low in that kind of snakeskin pattern. It's just the yellow on here for me. I think the yellow is going to kill it. Plus, it's a women's exclusive, so I won't even have the opportunity to get it in my size. But yeah, I think that yellow for me is what is the killer on this shoe. Now we're getting another Jordan 13, and that is the black Flint. Of course, we've seen like the red Flint, and we saw the blue Flint, which is just the Flint color overall. Do I see the black Flint doing well? I mean, it's a Jordan 13. They do well in some areas, they don't do well, but they end up sitting. I'm sure quality will be nice on them, of course, because the Jordan 13 quality is usually pretty good, but not of interest to me. I don't like 13s like that. And then moving on, we have the women's Air Jordan 3 Lucky Green, and this shoe reminds me of the women's Laser Oranges that came out a couple years ago. Green and white on here with the gray cement. Not a bad looking shoe at all. I actually do like it. I like the green on here, and we're getting the Lucky Green ones that are coming out that next summer as well. So I think they'll tie in well together. And I think that is everything. Yeah, so last but not least, I do want to talk about the Air Jordan 11 that is set to come out next year. And Z Sneakerhead did talk about this in his video, but he mentioned that we potentially could be getting the Columbias or Legend Blues. He didn't confirm it, because I know people are going around saying that is the next Jordan 11 for next year. It's not confirmed yet. We don't know if it's 100% or not. But the way they've been dropping Jordans, we've been getting an OG, and then we've been getting a new colorway back and forth. So last year we got the Cool Grays, year before we got the Jubilees. So this year we potentially could be getting another OG colorway, or like I said, it's really not 100%, but I know people have been talking about the Legend Blues, and then also have been talking about the Gamma 11s coming out. I think either way, I would be happy. I think me personally, I would prefer the Gamma 11s over the Legend Blues, but I know some people are going to really want the Legend Blues or Columbias to come back out, and others are going to want the Gamma. So I'll be curious to see what it says, or what they end up announcing as next year's Jordan 11. Once again, this Columbia wasn't confirmed. It's just a potential that is on the table for what could come out next year. But overall, that is all of the Jordans that are set to come out next year in 2023. Of course, you already know there's more than likely going to be more Jordans added to the list of what's set to come out next summer in 2023. So it'll just be one of those wait and see what else they add to the list. I'm sure there would probably be delays. Hopefully not, but I'm sure there will end up being some delays and pushbacks with stuff. So we're just going to have to wait. Now, what I'm most interested in for next year, I think the number one shoe at the top of my list is the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green. I think that black toe is going to look very nice, and I'm actually curious to see it. And then number two, or really, it's like a 1A and 1B, because the other shoe is the Jordan 4 Thunders, and that is a must cop for me as well. I have the Lightning, so now I'm like, okay, I have to get the Thunders, especially because I didn't have them before. So I will 100% be adding those to my collection. And then last is the Air Jordan 6 Toro Bravo. If that shoe looks really good, then I will be 100% interested in it. If not, then it's like, I really don't need it. But let me know what y'all are most interested in these couple shoes that I did talk about for next summer. Give me a list of what y'all are interested in and what y'all aren't interested in, because I'm actually curious to see what people are feeling next year. But as always, appreciate y'all for stopping in. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel with that like button, turn on the notification bell so you can stay today when I post new content. Should have stuff posted all this week, so just stay tuned to the channel. And hope y'all stay safe and stay blessed. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.